Hello everyone, today we will open up the Primal Genesis Commander 2019 deck with the face commander Giret, the Conclave Exile. It's a 5 mana commander 2/5. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 green rhino creature token with trample. Whenever Giret attacks, populate. The token enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. Right, it has the colors red, green and white. Now let's take a look at what else it's going to give us. Of course, we have one oversized card here. We get one booklet with the other commanders here, and those are Atlapalani, the Nest Tender, and Marisi, Breaker of the Coil. Those two are two pretty popular cards right now. There have been a lot of decks around Atlapalani and a lot of decks around Marisi. And we have Tangarth here as well. Nice. Marisi, quite a good card, and we'll see in a little while why. Right, so Giret. Come on, alright. There we go. So yeah, that's the one we just saw. Then we have Atlapalani, the Nest Tender. It's a 4 mana 2/3. And if you pay 2 and you tap it, you can create a 0/1 green egg creature token with Defender. Then whenever an egg you control dies, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that creature onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Very, very neat. We have Marisi, the Breaker of the Coil, for 4 mana. It's a 5/4. That alone is pretty nice. And your opponents can't cast spells during combat. That's not too shabby, but that's not all. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, goad each creature that player controls. This is pretty sick. Someone in our play group plays this deck and it is pretty hard to hit him if you cannot stop this guy. Right. For our tokens here, we have an Heart Piercer Manticore, an Angel of Sanctions, a bird, beast, another beast, a centaur, Eldrazi, a rhino, a gargoyle, and on the other side we have eggs, worms, sculptures, alright, a horror, and a dragon. Right. We start off with a Cliffside Rescuer for 2. It's a 2/2 vigilance, and when you sacrifice it, target permanent you control gains protection from each of your opponents until end of turn. We have a Hate Mirage for 4. It's a sorcery. Choose up to 2 target creatures you don't control. For each of those creatures, create a token that's a copy of that creature. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. Voice of Many for 4. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each opponent you control who controls fewer creatures than you. It's a 3/3. Then we have Scare Tailor. I believe this is in each and every deck now. It's a 4 mana artifact creature, 1/4, and when it becomes tapped, choose 1. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped, or return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Then we have some reprints here. Intangible Virtue, Rock Egg, Rootborn Defenses, Trostani's Judgment, Beast Within, Colossal Majesty, Cultivate, Druid's Deliverance, Elemental Bond, Explore, Farseek, pretty good, Garuk's Pack Leader, Harmonize, nice, Sakura's Ripe Elder with the old FNM promo art, Slice in Twain, Naya Charm, Sundering Growth, Vitu-Ghazi Guildmage, Lightning Greaves, also with the old FNM art, Sol Ring, we have some planes here, And then we have some new cards again. We have a Commander's Insignia for 4. It's an enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this turn. Then we have Doomed Artisan for 3. It's a 1/1. Sculptures you control can't attack or block. At the beginning of your end step, create a colorless sculpture artifact creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of sculptures you control. Cool. Song of the World Soul for 6. It's an enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, populate. And Giret's Belligerence for 2 red and X. It deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Whenever a creature dealt damage this way dies this turn, populate. So I believe this is a token populate deck for some reason. Tectonic Hellion for 7. It's a 8/5 haste, and when it attacks, each player who controls the most lands sacrifices 2 lands. Full Flowering, double X and green for a sorcery, populate X times. Then we have an Orang Frostfang for 5. It's a 2/6, and attacking creatures you control have Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Selesnya Eulogist for 3. It's a 3/3, and then for 3, exile target creature card from a graveyard, then populate. There we have him, old school Tangarth, before his torture by, who was it again? Those guys from Volrath, or was it Volrath himself? Well, anyway, it's the old Tangarth, the first mate of the Weatherlight, of course. The old story, not the new one. It's a 4-mana card, 5/5, and it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Whenever an opponent attacks with 1 or more creatures, if Tangarth is tapped, you may have that opponent gain control of Tangarth until end of combat. If you do choose a player or planeswalker that opponent is attacking, Tangarth is attacking that player or planeswalker. Alright. Then we have an Idol of Oblivion for 2. It's an artifact. When you tap it, draw a card. Activate its ability only if you created a token this turn. And if you pay 8 and you tap it and you sacrifice it, create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Why don't we have it? We'll just check that out in a bit, if we have a 10/10 colorless. And those were all the new cards. You know what? I'm going to check it out anyway, right now. Because it seems a bit silly if we don't have one. An Eldrazi. Oh, right, there it is. A 10/10 Eldrazi. Cool. Pretty cool. Right, next up we have some mythics. These are reprints. The Angel of Sanctions. We have a Wingmate Rock, and I won't go over all these cards. Just like in the previous video, it will take a long time if I do. Dragon Master Outcast. We have Felden of the Third Path. Not too bad. Garruk the Primal Hunter. Also not too bad. Giant Adafage. Soul of Zendikar. Trostani. Selesnya's Voice. We have a Desolation Twin, which also makes an Eldrazi token. The Hour of Reckoning. Is this a new art? I believe it's a new art. Very cool. Fraction Rebirth. Flame Rush Rider. Heart Piercer Manticore. Fresh Meat. Momentous Fall. Rampaging Ballads. Second Harvest. We have a Shamanic Revelation. Thragtusk. Oh, I have some war traumas about this guy. But it's a good card. Emara Tundris. Growing Ranks. Wayfaring Temple. Then we have a Mimic Vat. Oh, nice. A Mimic Vat with new art. That's pretty cool. Soul Foundry. Cinderglade. Exotic Orchard. Gargoyle Castle. Sungrass Prairie. Then we have some plains, some mountains, some forests. Then we have an Ash Barrens. Excellent reprint. Blossoming Sands. Boros Garrison. Command Tower. Evolving Wilds. Grey Pelt Refuge. Gruul Turf. Jungle Shrine. A Kazandu Refuge. Crozen Verge. Myriad Landscape. Naya Panorama. Rogue's Passage. Rugged Highlands. Selesnya Sanctuary. and a Terramorphic Expanse. And then again, one of the advertisement cards with some different formats. Well, there we have it. I think this is quite a good deck. Very nice. A lot of tokens, and I especially like the Atlapalani. Maybe I'll build a deck around that someday. Who knows? Speaking of building decks, I am going to make some new deck reviews. Also one we have seen before, but I have remade it. That is Lubu, the Master at Arms. So be sure to check it out soon when I make those videos and put them online. So see you all next time when we open up the final Commander deck for this year. Bye bye.